Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is LaToya. In today's video, we'll be creating 5 looks using this one palette. This is the JUVIA'S Afrogalactic palette. At the end of this video, I also will be giving you guys a brief review of the eyeshadow palette. So if you want to see the 5 looks that I'm going to create with this palette and my review, keep watching. So for this look, this is the eye that we're going to do. For the shadows that I use for it is this row here. I did decide to go by row instead of mix and matching because I feel like it's easiest that way, and not only that, I can physically see looks by just using foreshadow. If you're one of those people that like to do your foundation before you do your eyes, a trick that I like to do is I like to put down powder underneath my eyes. I'm sure a lot of you guys heard this same trick, and I do it as well when I do my foundation first. The first shade I'm going to use is Galaxy. I wanted to use like my Singe brushes. I just recently got these brushes in. I think this is my second time using them. First shade we're going to go in is Galaxy. And I pretty much just going to apply that all in my crease. Now, although I am focusing this shadow in my crease, I do like to naturally allow my brush to go the shape of my eye. That's just what I do. I feel like that is the most flattering shape for me. So a lot of times my shadows do tend to come outwards because I feel like that's just the natural shape of my eye. So you're probably going to see a lot of that with me doing these 3 looks 1 palette. Now I'm going to take this Morphe M506. I really love this brush. It is a very small tapered blending brush, and I'm going to take the same color Galaxy, and I'm pretty much just going to apply that on my lower lid. Now that I have that shade on, I'm just going to take my blending brush. This is my favorite blending brush. This is actually from Molly. What type of brush it is, that's it. That's the only thing that it says on it. But I like to take that and then just kind of blend the edges right on top. Now I'm going to take my Singe Beauty. This is the E02. Did I say that the number? This is the first one that I use from Singe is E03. This one I'm going to use from Singe is E02, and I'm going to go with Moonlight, which is the red. Now this brush is a smaller tapered blending brush, and I'm going with this brush because I'm using this brush because I really want to apply it right in the crease, just like I did the orange, but I want a smaller taper brush because I still want that orange to peek through. We also going to apply the Moonlight right on this outer corner of my lid, and just blend it in. Go back with the first brush that I was using, the E03, and now I'm just going to, with no additional product, okay, no additional product, I'm just going to blend up a little bit more on the orange. I feel like the orange is kind of like getting drowned out with the red, and I do want to be able to see like the difference, like okay, it's orange and red. Taking the E02, a little bit more Moonlight, applying it right on the outer part of my eye. And now I'm gonna take this I think this is a Morphe. No, this is a Sigma brush. Okay, y'all, earlier I was having the hardest time trying to see what this brush was. I was like, I know it's not Morphe because the numbers are different. This is the Sigma. This is a smudge brush, the E21. Y'all, I could barely read whatever's on here. Anyway, I'm going to take some Moonlight on the end of this smudge brush, and I'm pretty much just going to apply it right there along the lash line. Not on the waterline, but along the lash line of my lower lid. Going back with the E02, and now I'm just going to make sure that I blend and connect those 2 lines together. I did bring it out far enough, but sometimes when you do that, you can kind of see like a line, but even though it's the same color, I don't know, like sometimes you can see a line at the bottom if you don't blend it out. Let me go back with this orange, the Galaxy, the small taper brush that I used before for my lower lash line or lower lid, to blend out the orange. No additional product. I'm just going to blend and make sure that the orange and the red is blended together. Next, I'm going to take the Makeup Geek. This is a full shadow brush. You can use any flat brush you like, or you can use your fingers. I'm not using my fingers because I got nails. Y'all see my nails? My nails so pretty. Hold on, wait, can y'all see them? But anyway, I usually do, I'm getting all off topic. Have nothing to do with this eye look. I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna apply spirals on my lid. Spiral and Moonlight is like so pretty together. Y'all see that? I'm not even gonna lie, like the first video, my original video that I created using this palette, if you haven't checked it out, make sure that you check it out at the end of this video. But I talked about how those two colors would be so pretty together, and I knew that I was gonna have to create a look with those two colors, and I did. Now I'm just gonna take the E02 from Stinge Beauty, and I'm just gonna blend out those edges. I'm just gonna blend out the edge from Spiral and Moonlight. Now I'm gonna take my pencil brush. This brush is from Sigma. It is the E30. I'm just gonna take Bellona, and apply it on my inner corner of my eyelid, and I'm also gonna drag it and pull it up so that Spirals and Bellona will kind of like blend together into one. I'm just gonna dust off this extra powder that I put down. As for my blush, what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of combine the colors that I used on my lid. I wanted to do an orange blush since I used orange in this look, but you really can't tell there's a lot of orange. You can see it peeking through a little bit from the top, which is what I wanted, but I wanted a little bit more orange. So what I did is I took my blush brush, took Galaxy. Yes, we're gonna use this eyeshadow as a blush. Once you get the eyeshadow in there, make sure that you press it into either a palette or your skin. This is gonna press the eyeshadow into the brush, and then also take off any excess so that it won't be too pigmented as you place it on your face. You see how like it's not pigmented? It's like a very light wash. That's what you want. Next, I went over the blush. This is from MAC's their collab with Patrick Star, is I'm Not Blushing. Taking the same blush brush, but I'm just gonna flip it on the other side that I wasn't using, and I'm gonna take this blush right here at the bottom, the matte one, and I'm pretty much just gonna do the same thing. Press it into the brush, into my skin, and then I'm just going to pat it in until it gets to the color that I like. Alright, to top off this look, I am going to apply some mascara. If you want, do some falsies. Most tutorials I would do falsies, but since I'm doing multiple looks, I'm not going to switch on and off from different lashes, and I'm just going to do mascara. The mascara I'm using is from KVD. It is the full sleeve mascara. This is my first time using it, so I hope it's good. Let me add a little highlight. You know I gotta do a little extra, but this is what the first look looked like. I am gonna add a little highlight right here. I'm gonna use my MAC Whisper of Guilt and just add a little highlight right here on my brow bone. But yeah, this is what the first look looked like. Now check out the second look that I have for you. Okay dolls, so for the second look, we are going to do this blue indigo, like this purple blue look. And we're actually going to use this second row here. In actuality, I only used 2 colors with this look. Oh my goodness, like in the camera, the second color reflects a green. But what I see in person is like a blue and purple. Oh wow, that's cool. 2 shades that I end up using was this matte shade down here, which is Iris, and then I also use Orbit, which is up top. To be completely honest with this look, you can use any one of these 3 colors, it will still look just as beautiful. Honestly, I might try it with Wakanda. Okay, first thing first, make sure that your eyeshadow base is very well blended. It's set, there's no creases, nothing's going on. It's very like smooth and even. I'm gonna put Wakanda on my lid. The brush I'm using is Makeup Geek. It's a full shadow brush. On this eye, I did use Orbit, but I just want to see what it looked like if I use Wakanda all over the lid. I really couldn't decide which color I wanted to do for this part, so we just gonna do one of each and just see if there's any much of a difference. Oh yeah, baby, it's a difference. Wow, Wakanda. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I had the same reaction when I saw it the first time, but wow. I already see some fallout, so let me just go ahead and add a little down underneath so that when I'm done, I can just sweep this away. Pretty much, I'm just going to place this shadow all over my lid. I'm going to try to keep it below the crease because what I'm going to do in this next step is I'm just pretty much going to blend it up, and I don't want to apply it too high because when you blend it, you're going to end up blending up higher, and that's not what we're trying to do. For this next step, I'm going to take my Sigma small taper blender brush. This is the E45. I'm just going to blend in that crease area and bring Wakanda up. So I'm not adding any extra products on my brush. I'm just using the brush to bring Wakanda up. Let me tell you, Wakanda is a very soft shadow. Maybe because it's a foreshadow, but Wakanda is very soft. Try not to dig too hard. But y'all, this shadow on its own can hold, Wakanda can hold his own weight. Now I'm going to take my favorite blender brush with no extra product on it and just going to blend it up. I'm pretty much just focusing on my brow bone where there's no product. I just want to make sure everything is blended. Now for the second step, what I did is I took Iris. This is something that I love to do, is I like to take a mixing medium. The one I use is from Inglot. So pretty much what this does is it turns any powder into a liquid once you mix the powder with the liquid. And not only that, it makes it waterproof. So I scraped a little bit of Iris out of my pan, put a little bit of my mixing media, the Inglot mixing medium, swirled it together, made it into a liquid, a pigmented liquid form. And now I'm just taking this mixture. I'm going to create a wing liner. What I had in mind was pretty much for it to be like a full shiny and then a matte liner. That's what I wanted. And honestly, I don't know if you could tell in the camera. I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom in so I could do the liner and maybe you could see it at that point. I wanted the liner to be matte and then the lid to be shiny, like a full shine. That's what I had in mind. So now we're about to just wing this side. Once the shadow dry, it will dry down matte. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is take some Merciful water and I'm going to clean up the bottom part because I didn't want it to be smoked out. I wanted like a clean, sharp edge like I did on this side. So I'm just going to take a cotton strip and some Merciful water and clean up the bottom of this wing. now I'm gonna use my flat definer brush. Let me zoom out so you won't be so close to my face. So now I'm gonna take my flat definer brush. This is from, I'm not sure what it is, but it's a flat definer brush. You can get these from anywhere. And I'm just pretty much gonna add a little bit of foundation right back underneath that wing, since the micellar water took off the makeup that I had in that area. Take the beauty blender that I was using earlier into doing my makeup. You guys didn't see that because I didn't show you guys me doing my base. But if you want to see how I do my base, I will put a video in the cards on this side. Somewhere in the corners, I think it's this side, but don't hold it to me. And it'll also be in the description box. I'm just going to take any additional blush that I have on this brush and just going to apply it right here in this area and just fill in where my blush may have picked up from doing this look. Let me just add a little bit of Wakanda on my lower lash line. Okay, so this is what the eye look like. This side I use Orbit all over the lid, and then Iris as a wing eyeliner. This side I use Wakanda all over the lid, and then Iris as a wing liner. So this is what the eyes look like. This is the next look that I'm going to show you how to do. I actually used the colors right here in the middle of Rose. So I used these 4 colors: Star, Discovery, Light, and Mars. I feel like out of all the looks that I've created, wait a minute, I got shadow right here on my nose. Out of all the looks that I am going to create with this palette, I feel like this is the only all matte look, which is kind of cool because the first eye look that I created was all shimmer, all foil. So we do have one all matte. First thing first, let me get some of my setting powder. I'm gonna put some of this right underneath my eye. I'm just gonna load it on there just in case I have any fallout. I noticed that when I was doing this look off of the camera just to see where I was gonna go with the look, that this first color that I'm using, which is light is the pink that's here in the middle. It is very, there's a lot of kickback. Let's just say that there's a lot of kickback, a lot of fallout. You see that? I don't know if you guys can see. I'm gonna have to zoom in so that you can really see. Like, it's really pigmented, but the fallout, yeah, it's crazy. That little bit of fallout will mess up your whole eye look, especially if you do your foundation first. I'm just going to apply that on my inner corner. See, look at that. Every time I press down, it's just like more fallout, more fallout. And then I'm also going to apply some of this pink eyeshadow right here on my lower lash line. Okay, so that's gonna be the first part of it. You see all of that fallout? The next shadow that I'm gonna go with is Discovery. It is the lightest purple in the palette. That shadow do have glitter in it as well. It's a matte shadow, but it has glitter in it, but it's gonna come off as matte. Like, you're not gonna see the glitter. Now I'm just gonna take this Cinch Beauty E1 brush. It is like a flat shader brush, and I'm gonna apply that right next to the first color I use, which is light. But I'm just gonna pat this color into my lid, and we're just gonna do it in patting motions. You don't want to blend out too much because you do want the shadow, the pigment to stay. One thing I did notice is that when I was blending on this side, it did get a little patchy. So I will say just look out for that. So I'm gonna take this Cinch Beauty E02 brush, which is like a tapered blending brush, and I'm pretty much just going to blend around the edges of Light and Discovery. Now with the same brush that I used to apply Discovery, which is the Singe E01, I'm just going to take the other side of the brush and go into Mars, which is the darkest purple in this palette. And I'm just going to apply it right there, right after Discovery. Now when I do this look, I do keep everything, all the shadows, the initial application on the lids, because I like to use whatever around the edges to kind of blend up. I feel like if I apply too high above my and start going into the brow bone, it's going to go too high. So I like to just keep it on my lid and then just blend it up from there. Taking the taper blending brush, Singe E02, and now I'm just going to blend the edges of that shadow application that I just applied. So once again, with this look, I'm not really blending too much of the shadow right here on the lid where I'm placing it now, because like I said, it's kind of like becoming patchy. I don't know if you guys will be able to pick that up on the camera, maybe if I zoom in, but just trust me, it is a bit patchy. I don't know if I want, dang, the fallout, y'all see this? Like the fallout is real. Like, yo, hold on, let me, y'all see that? I don't know, it's like the shadow is kind of patchy. I don't know if you're gonna see it. I did zoom in a bit so you can see the fallout, but I don't know if you can see like the patchiness. Like especially like right here in this area is a little patchy. It's not bad to the point where it's not wearable. Like if I was to walk out like this, I would be fine and comfortable. I wouldn't think nothing about it. It's not that bad where it's like it's coming off of my eye, but it is a bit patchy. So now I'm gonna take a pencil brush. This is the Luxie 217, and I'm gonna go into Stars, and I'm just going to apply it right on the outer corner. I didn't want to bring it out like I have done with my other eye looks. I just kind of wanted to round it out. It don't look like I rounded it out too much, because like I said, that's like the shape of my eye, so it kind of looked that way, even though I really am trying my best to round it out. It's just that's just the way my eye is shaped. I am going to take my blending brush. This one is the Morphe M506, and I'm just pretty much going to blend the edges of Stars out. Even like the black is patchy. Can y'all see that? Like I don't know. Like I don't want to blame, I don't know. I don't want to sit here and just blame the shadows, even though I do feel like it is the shadows. Like the base that I'm using, I did set my base before applying the eyeshadow, so maybe I don't know. Dang, hold on, wait, yo, it's almost as if there's no shadow on it. I feel like I just blinked in. Hold on. Let me just reapply. Let me pat and reapply. Yeah, the other eye looked like that too. Wow, that's a little disappointing. I don't want to completely write these colors off. The mattes, which is Star Discovery Light, look like it's fine. The pink look like it's fine. The pink look like it's there, but then I also didn't use a lot. It's just a lot of kickback. But when it comes to Discovery, Mars, and Star, I don't know. Let's blame it on the fact that I set my base. Maybe if I didn't set my base, it wouldn't do that. Now I'm going to take a flat definer brush. This one is from Luxe. It is 221, and I'm going to go in with Mars, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of Mars right here on the outer corner of my lash line. I'm not going to go all the way in because I do one light to shine through. I wanted to make sure light had, yo. I feel like every time I look up, like I'm doing my makeup, but when I'm doing my makeup, I look at my eyes, so I'm not looking at everything else that's like falling away, falling all over my face. So when I look into the viewfinder and I see my face, I'm like, what? What is, like, this is wild. Well, good thing I applied that translucent powder under my eyes. So now I'm about to sweep that away because, what? As patchy as this shadow is, it better not stick where it don't belong. Like, that would be crazy. Hold on, wait. So I'm going to take my Makeup Geek Full Spectrum Eyeliner in Obsidian. And I'm going to add a little bit of black liner right here on the outer corner of my waterline. Not the full, just on the outer corner. Alright, y'all. So we back for look 4. Hold on, wait. Yeah, 4 out of 5. This is what I came up with. I actually did this with this 4th row right here. This is the row we're working on. I was a little scared. I was a little scared with the colors. You know what it was? Is that the purple threw me off. But I think it kind of came out cute. I started off with a medium-sized fluffy brush, blending brush. This is the Morphe M433 brush. And I went in with Metaverse, this yellow mustard color. And I pretty much just applied that in my crease. Focus it mostly in my crease. I'm not even gonna lie. Originally, I did apply it all over my lid before I realized that I was gonna do a cut crease. So showing you guys, I'm just gonna apply it in my crease because it's really not necessary to apply it all over your lid if we're gonna do a cut crease. Now I'm going to take a flat definer brush. This is Luxie 221. And I'm going to take Metaverse again. And I'm just pretty much going to apply that on my lower lash line. Not on the waterline, but on the lid part. I am bringing it all the way over. This next color is not a Juvia's Place color. I am going to go in with my Makeup Geek. I believe this may be Beaches and Cream. Let me double check. Yeah, this is Beaches and Cream. I'm just pretty much going to take that because it's a nude color. And I'm going to apply that on my brow bone. You can actually use like a setting powder for this. But I'm just going to go in with that shadow. Now that I got that set up top, I'm just going to go in with the same brush, no extra product. And I'm just going to bring it up a little bit higher since we are going to do a cut crease. I just want to blend those two shades together so it could be like an ombre. This is what we look like so far. Now we are going to cut the crease. I got the P. Louise base brush in 7072, so 7072. And I'm going to go in with the P. Louise base. This is in Rumor number 2. I'm going to show you guys a little trick if you have a hard time with doing your cut creases. This is something that I do all the time. Is that I apply the concealer or the base on my lash line. I just open my eyes as wide as I can, like looking up. You see how like there's a little bit of that concealer right there on my lid? That is where I am going to, that's going to be like the top of my cut crease. So before I used to do this trick, I used to always like overline in a way or maybe underline, and I feel like it's not enough. Like I feel like I overline and then the shadow that's on top won't show because I over cut crease it. So that is a way for me to know like, okay, I can stop. Cut crease look like. I didn't bring it all the way over because I still want Metaverse to show on the outer corner. Now I'm going to take a Lavish brush. This is the eye shading brush. And I'm gonna start off with Mother Earth. Mother Earth is this shade right here on top. I'm gonna use one side of the brush, take Mother Earth, and I'm gonna apply it on the outer corner right here. Not all the way on the outer corner where Multiverse is, but right there where it ends, if that makes sense. Hopefully I'm explaining that right. Okay, with no extra product, I am going to like pat it just to blend Multiverse and Mother Earth together just a little bit, not too much. On the other side of the same brush, I am going to take Alien. Alien is this beautiful lavender purple color right here. It's like my nails match it. Y'all see my nails? Alien, I'm gonna add Alien to the 3/4 of the eye, patting it on my lid. As I'm patting it, I am trying to blend the line with Mother Earth and Alien together. Flipping the brush on the other side where I use Mother Earth, blending it. Okay, perfect. Next, I'm gonna take a pencil brush. This one is from Sigma, is the E30. You could take any pencil brush. And the last color I'm gonna use is Spirit, and we're just gonna take Spirit. It's almost like a yellow. I see a little bit of green in it. We're gonna apply it right here on the inner corner. I'm also gonna bring it down to the lash line just a little bit, not much, and we're just gonna blend that into, is that Alien? Yeah, Alien. So everything kind of blends together nicely. Finally, I'm gonna go back with the first brush that I use with Multiverse. Have I been saying Universe the whole time, or Multiverse? Multiverse, no extra product, and I'm gonna blend Mother Earth with the Multiverse. Oh my goodness. I hope I haven't been messing up the entire time. At this point, if you want, you could throw on a winged liner. I'm not, because I really do like the way that it look at the, like right here. Like honestly, this kind of fly. I really was a little scared on how it was gonna come out, but it's cute, honey. But let me put on some mascara. All right, doll faces, so this is what it looked like after I applied the mascara. Obviously, if you want, you could put on some lashes. But yeah, I low-key, high-key kind of feel like this is like my favorite look so far out of the ones I did prior. But I still have one more to go. All right, dolls, so we're about to get into this final look. We are going to be using this last row right here. To start off this look, I am going to be taking a step back to the prior row. So I'm going to use a shadow from this row, which is Multiverse. And I'm taking my Morphe M433 brush, add a little product on there. And I am going to roughly apply that all over, like in my crease. And then I'm also going to bring it in around. Instead of like bringing it out how I usually do to make my eye elongated, I'm just going to bring it around because I kind of want it to be like, as you see, it's like a smoky eye. And since this is a smoky eye, I do want to bring it around in more of like a circle instead of bringing it out. Now with applying the shadow, I am bringing it up a little bit higher than what I did before when I used it in the other look, because since this is going to be like a smoky eye, since these colors are like so dark, I figured I was like, you know what, this is a great opportunity for me to do a smoky eye. I wanted to bring this color in to kind of give it, you know, kind of connect everything together. Now I'm going to take a small blending brush. This is the Morphe M506 brush, my favorite Morphe eyeshadow brush. Take more of Multiverse, and I'm just pretty much gonna apply it on my bottom lid. So using this Morphe M506 brush, my favorite Morphe blending brush or favorite Morphe brush, I'm gonna take more of Multiverse and I'm just gonna apply it on my lower lid. Now if you notice that I'm being very like sloppy with it, it doesn't have to be perfect or precise, especially at this point, because this is just pretty much like the blown out part of it. Most of this shadow is going to be covered, except for it's going to be like a slight halo glow of Multiverse that peeks out. Next, I'm going to take my Cinch Beauty brush. This is the E03. The next color I'm going to take is Solar, which is this shade here. I'm going in with using another large blending brush, and I'm pretty much just going to apply Solar on top of Multiverse. A little bit lower because I still want Multiverse to peek through, but pretty much on top of it. As if you notice, I'm being very sloppy with it because it is a smoky eye, so I don't need to be precise. If you feel like you went too far high with Solar, just take the brush, no additional product, with Multiverse on it, and just kind of go a little bit higher. The next step I am going to do is I'm going to take my Makeup Geek Outer V brush, take a little bit of Solar. I'm applying it to my lower lid, and I need that extra space so that it could be smoky as well. It's not like I'm tight lining or applying like a thin line. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you see how it's smoky, it's smoking out, but you can still see Multiverse underneath it. Bring it down, lower lid, then you can also bring it into that V. Just blend everything together. For the next step, I'm going to take my Sigma small tapered blending brush. This is the E45. This is one of my favorite blending brush from Sigma. I'm going to take this matte shade here, which is Super Natural. Focus it mostly on the outer corner. I'm able to put that tapered portion right into the crease. Because of the way that the brush is shaped, it's doing all the work for me. If you want, you can go back, no additional product. Make sure that everything is blended well. You know, that's what I'm gonna do because I love to blend, and make sure that everything is blended. Once everything is blended out to your liking, I am going to take this flat shader brush. This is from the Luxie. It's the 211. I just needed a flat brush. Using the shadow Aurora, I'm just going to pat that on my lid. Remember guys, this is a smoky eye, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So any harsh lines is going to be blended out. Taking my Sigma E45, the one I used before, add a little bit more super natural, and now I'm just going to blend out the edges of Aurora. Using the last shadow in this palette, the last shadow I haven't used so far, I'm going to take a pencil brush. You can use any pencil brush. This is a Sigma pencil brush, the E30. I'm going to apply Ancestor right on the inner corner of my lid. Bring it up a little bit. Only reason why I do that is because I like to blend it. I feel like it blends better when I bring it up. Taking the concealer brush I had Aurora on and just blending those two together right there so that it won't be like a harsh line. Okay, and this is what the eye look like. Alright, so my thoughts on this palette, which is what you all been waiting for. When it comes to the Afrogalactic palette, I would have to say that this is my favorite color story when it comes to JUVIA'S eyeshadow palettes. I really love the foils and the duochrome shadows in this palette. Like every time I look at them, I just get mesmerized, and they are like so pretty. Like what you see in the camera and what you see in person is completely different. I'm telling you, because I'm looking at my viewfinder. Like this shade here, it kind of comes up with like a rose gold, like red color. But when you look at it in person, like from this angle, I see green, and then I also see shifts of yellow. And then as I continue to turn at this angle, I see what you guys see in the camera, which is, and that color is Spiral. And each multi-chrome, duochrome, triochrome is the same way. As for performance, top tier when it comes to the foils. Top tier, chef kiss. As for these mattes, honey, some of these mattes are nice. As for Galaxy and Moonlight, I didn't have any issues with those mattes. I didn't have any issues with Multiverse as well. But as for the other mattes, they come up a little patchy. I did do swatches in my first video that I created a look with using this palette. So if you want to see swatches, go ahead and check that video out at the end, okay? At the end. Another thing is that some of the mattes do have glitter in it, like Stars, Discovery, and Solar. I think those are the only ones that have like glitter in them, like mixed in the formula. However, once you apply it on your lid, you really don't see the glitter. You might see like 1 or 2 specks, but you really don't see the glitter. It's more of a matte eyeshadow. When it comes to these mattes, they're very patchy. They kind of remind me of Juvia's Place when they first came out. I'm sure they updated the formula since then, but this is like one of the first palettes that they came out with, which is the Nubian. I didn't really too much care for the palette. You could tell that I really haven't dipped into it because I didn't too much care for the mattes. The mattes were very patchy. And also the Masquerade palette, again, the mattes was kind of patchy. That's the vibe that I'm kind of getting from them when it comes to some of their mattes. If you really want this and this is your first time buying Juvia's Place, I would say don't base the performance off of the mattes, because they do have other palettes where the mattes are like bomb. If you want to know which palettes they are, I do have a Juvia's Place playlist that you can go ahead and check out of all the eyeshadow palettes that I have used, and you can kind of get like my first impressions, my reactions on them, and you can also kind of see the performance of those eyeshadows as well. All right, that's all I gotta say about it. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you go ahead and subscribe so that you'll see more reviews and makeup looks from me. Thank you all for watching, and remember, you're made for more. See you next time. Bye. Too classy to be touched. I pick them all in